So winter is coming to a close and spring is right around the corner, so it's time to talk about what I've carried the last few months. Now, ordinarily, I've carried in the winter the Mossberg 500 Shockwave, 12 gauge, compact, and of course, it just packs a punch. Now, if you're not about that scattergun lifestyle, maybe you want to go more of a classic route, like maybe the World War II Mauser P38. Very nice, and you can even carry with you a spare mag in the holster provided. Now those are both great options, but I actually went with the Tier 1 Concealment Axis Elite. With the CZ P10C. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. So over the past few months, I've been carrying this right here, the CZ P10C 15 round mags with a 15 round spare mag on the side. These are all been unloaded, by the way. And what I've been carrying it in is actually an IWB holster by Tier 1 Concealment. Now this is their Access Elite holster. And full disclosure, I actually reached out to them back in the fall and said, hey, could I get a sample holster to kind of test out? Very popular company, and a lot of people really like the features that you get with these quality holsters, and they're more of a luxury, higher priced holster as well. And they agreed to send one out for a winter carry. I wanted to do something a little bit beefier. Normally, I'm carrying something like the P365 or the Shield Plus with two 13-round magazines. So a little bit thinner, a little bit smaller, and you make it a little bit easier to carry compared to something full size like this without losing too many rounds, really, too much capacity there. But you can get, you know, any handgun for this Access Elite here, which is great. So Tier 1 Concealment makes a whole broad spectrum for different handguns. Now diving right in, the feature set on here is actually very nice. So it's a dual clip design. And of course, first thing you see is those orange bungees right there. That allows it to turn and kind of curve with your body, all right? Whether it's going, you know, up, down, left, right, in, out. It allows you to kind of move around a little bit more and allows you to kind of bend and pick up things a little bit easier, because appendix carry does not really help very well when you're trying to bend down. And this helps with that, all right? You get a little more wiggle room there. All right, it also has a couple of options here on the side. This is kind of like a typical claw mount on the side, except this one's adjustable with spacers. You can remove the spacers here, which is awesome. Be able to actually kind of adjust how much tension you want on your belt to kind of push this in and get that end of the grip in a little bit, which is always a struggle point for printing. So you can bring that in. Dual clip design. Handgun, in and out, very nice. This is, again, the P10C, has a 508T on there from HoloSun and a TLR 7A Streamlight. Now with a handgun that actually has a light, people don't talk too much about it, but as cool as it is going to limit you on your retention, because you're going from a smooth-sided handgun now, whereas before you actually had a trigger guard that a lot of Kydex holsters used to grab onto. So you're gonna see, if I flip this upside down, it's coming out, right? So something to consider, so you have to worry about that. But when you go and you put it on and you get that tension on there, it's not gonna go anywhere. You can kind of see, you know, once you have that tension on there, you're not going to have too much of an issue. I didn't have any issue at all, especially if you're wearing a flannel or jacket or whatever. It's going to stay in place. And the magazine only goes in one way to kind of stage it to grab and insert. If you go the other way, it's too loose. But there is a screw on this side to adjust, so that is good. And then of course you could adjust a little bit over here, tightening it up just a little bit, but there's not really any kind of tension screw that kind of helps with the fact that there's a light on there. All right, now going over here, you do see these bungees here that are kind of gone through these little grommet holes right there. And there's also a molded plastic piece right here that is similar to the claw that helps you kind of move all this in. Packed full of features, all right? So that's all great. Carries nice. It has minimal wear on it. I mean, after carrying a few months, you get some wear kind of rubbing on that green there. You can kind of see there some dirt and stuff on these bungees, the bright orange kind of fading a little bit. But overall, it's wearing just fine. It's comfortable. It's a nice winter. Plenty of adjustability like any other Kydex holster. clean cut, no rough edges. I mean, very nicely custom made, right? Because you can kind of piece it out, order whatever you want, go down the checklist, get whatever you want in. What are some cons? So again, with a light, you know, if you go with a light, just know that there is a nice channel for your sights, no clearance issues with the optic, but a light, it's gonna be a little bit looser. The bungees themselves, compared to other designs of the market, have pros and cons. You get a lot more, I guess, wiggle room there, right? However, I think it's gonna fail eventually. Now, it is just paracord, so you might not have too many issues replacing it, but it is essentially a string, elastic. Eventually you might actually fray a little bit and then you'll have to replace that. But overall, it shouldn't be too bad to do that. So that's like one negative, if you want to call it that, with the bungees there. The potential to need to replace them, right? It's not a permanent thing, but something to consider for maybe like a maintenance potentially of this holster. Another thing is the price point. These start in the 130s for this model right here, and you kind of customize it from there, colors and clips and whatever you want on here. If you want to do the lights, you want to do the optic cuts, you want to have the magazine side, all that stuff, you know, it all kind of depends on what comes with it, and there's other models as well on the website. So, but it is more of a premium option. So I've been there, I've done the $30 eBay holsters. These are way better, and if something you want to carry all day, you might want to spend the money. I mean, it's kind of like the handgun. You might want to spend the money on something you can train with, that you're really comfortable shooting with, but same goes for the holster. Something you actually want to carry, and then something that actually is very, very comfortable. And you can kind of see how this is designed. It's very flat on this side. It might look all beefy and crazy on this side, but that's where the belts are going through. Your belt's going right through here, and then that's all being pushed in and allowing you to kind of get a little bit more comfort on there. But then on this side, it's super flat. There's gonna be nothing really sticking out. I don't have any issues at all with anything sticking up in me or anything like that. And of course, this being able to move around a little bit more allows you to kind of bend over and do that a little bit better. And of course, if you don't want to go the full size, which honestly, now that I've carried this for the winter, I realize that I'm like, well, I just might as well just do the Shield Plus. I mean, one thing about concealed carry is you want to kind of treat it as like car keys, wallet, phone. It's easier to just grab this and go than grab a whole rig and then be like, well, I'm going out for a big lunch. I don't really want to carry a big rig all day. Maybe a few rounds less gets you the Shield, but something is better than nothing. And there's things like the SIG 365 XL and other models on the market now that allow you to carry just the same amount of capacity as this, with optics, with lights. So I mean, technology's catching up, a little bit thinner, so you can get all those models and get a custom made holster for those, which is great. So that's about it, guys, honestly. I mean, it's a great little holster. I haven't had really any issues with it. If I did it again, I might go with maybe a SIG for the P365 or even the Shield Plus. And I think the feature set would just kind of do you well for those as well. So thanks so much for watching, guys. If you have any questions at all about the holster, about the features, or anything like that, be sure to hit them down in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them. As always, subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up. Really helps me out. Head over to Instagram and follow me there. Like us on Facebook for all the latest and greatest deals on the internet. And I'll see you guys in the next review.